Okay, so good morning, everyone. This is the year-end CAS presentation for IB1, and this is a consolidated version of all the projects that we have done, many significant projects that we have done over the year, which we will be continuing to do for the next 6 to 8 months. So there's a mix of individual, group, and whole class projects as well. Okay, so starting off, one of the significant individual projects that I did was a dance competition, which was the Asia Pacific dance competition. I basically did performed three dances. One was a tap solo, one was a hip hop and jazz duo, and the other one was a demi character. So you can see the pictures there. Right, so this was a really enriching experience for me as I understood the importance of practice, hard work, perseverance. And I really had to ensure that everything was perfect and all my steps were good. And I also needed to make sure that the bar internationally for dance is really high. So I need to make sure that I set a certain standard for myself whenever I'm participating in these competitions. Yeah.
Okay, hi, my name is Tarush, and today I'm going to talk about one of the projects I did called Get the Scoop. So basically, in 2020, I founded an ice cream business called Get the Scoop, where I created different ice cream flavors and sold them. And I used the profits to help struggling businesses, including the Madras Crocodile Bank, where I donated over $1 lakh to help them during lockdown. And this project taught me creativity in creating the different flavors, as well as some sales techniques and also hard work and perseverance. Who's next?
Okay, so this was a part of Bhumika Teen Initiative. So this was a part of the project Dhriti. So this was basically, they had a teaching component along with content making. I took part for the content making. So this was, basically in this, we create modules for students for studying people in, those who study in the government schools. So I chose to make modules for the students studying from 6th grade to 8th grade. So the subjects that I chose was science, math, and social awareness. So so this was done to engage these kids through use of different quizzes or like games, different ways to create learning in a fun way. So yeah, this was done for 2 months, and yeah, it was interesting because I got to revise a lot of topics that I've learned previously, and also I got to learn a lot of new things that I probably wouldn't have learned. So yeah.
Okay, so this was a project initially initiated by Shivani. She isn't here today, so I'll be presenting for her. So basically, this is the KC collection. I think some of you might have submitted pieces, I'm not sure. So basically what we did is we had a Google Drive open, and anyone could submit any literary pieces that they wanted to submit. And then we basically just compiled them together and into the KC collection. I think we're planning to do it maybe once every year, so that way people can submit their newer pieces as well. Yeah.
So Chennai Photo Biennale has conducted a program where they took 40 students from all over Tamil Nadu and gave us devices to capture our hometowns, capture the culture and diversity of our hometowns. So from KC High, they selected 4 students, me, Navya, Samina, and Tiana. So we went around Chennai and took pictures and explored smartphone photography. This program has helped us challenge our creative side and taught us patience that is required to capture photos.
So this was a podcast that me and Ritika created out of our own curiosity and interest of F1.
Okay, so we realized that the one thing that both of us connect with and talk about a lot is basically analyzing F1 races and predicting, what the outcome of different situations in Formula One can be. So we've had a lot of interesting conversations about that. As you can see, this is one of the screenshots of one of our chats. So Rohan basically is a Red Bull fan, I'm a Ferrari fan. We have a lot of banter. And we thought that shifting that into a podcast would be a good idea so that we can sort of connect. There is like a global engagement as well, since people around the world can access the podcast. And it was a good way to basically collect our thoughts and put it together and talk about something we both like.
So the Santa Paws market was organized by Tail Alert in Lady Andal. Tail Alert is an NGO that rehabilitates abandoned dogs, and around 10 of us volunteered to man and plan a stall where we organize games such as darts, paper toss, and pin the mask, and we raised money for the cause.
So like the slide says, Upagna is a organization that provides disabled dogs with care and fosterment until they can find an actual home. It's run by Ms. Jayashree, who's worked with our school. We had a bake sale and we raised 26k rupees to help build a house for a dog. And we also visited the shelter and took as much time as possible to educate ourselves about how to help stray dogs.
So the students of KCI took the initiative of cleaning Elliott's Beach with collaboration with Abisa, and they basically provided us with the materials to clean the beach, and at the end we also had tons of fun and also made sure the beach was clean at the end. So thank you.
So this is one of the group projects that our class worked together to, create the Interhouse culturals. I guess this was my first cultural in KC High, and obviously it was everyone's first cultural coming back in person. There was a lot of competition, and the camaraderie between all houses was great. And essentially, I think IB1, our class, we created a great event that you guys hopefully enjoyed.
So the Boomi BYC program was I would say an internship where a bunch of our classmates, we enrolled and we were split into two categories, education and environment. So education had to teach English to underprivileged third and fourth graders, while the environment team had to create surveys and posters to raise awareness.
So the students of grade 11 from KCI participated in a football tournament, and this was the first tournament that KCI took part in over 2 years, and it was a team effort, and it was myself, Rajaram, Rahil, Ram, Rishi, Jason, Madhav and Darsh from grade 10 and 9 respectively. We came runners-up after a 2-0 defeat.
So earlier this semester, all of us as a class, we went to Ramanyam Sankra, and our aim was to provide the students there with helpful tips for memorizing and revising for their exams, because they hadn't had exams for over 2 years now, and they felt anxious. But I feel that we as a class also took away a lot from that, because we could reflect on our methods of studying and how versus their methods of studying, and compare and contrast, and reflect on our studies. So after a very long time, we had a basketball league. It's an intra-school basketball league where the high school who were keen in playing basketball, we made teams within ourselves. And over the weekend, we played a league. We played a round robin, and we had a winner and a very bad loser. And yeah.
So in March, the IB1 students, which means all of us, we took a visit to the Madras Crocodile Bank. I'm sure many of you would have been there before. And what we did at the Crocodile Bank was we took a tour of the entire facility, and we conducted research, and we collated all the species that they had there. We took a lot of pictures. We interviewed the staff members. And basically, the reason why we're doing this is all because we're planning to walk with the Crocodile Bank for the next few, maybe even years to come. And we're planning to support them in this during this troubling time. And we're planning to do a lot of projects in aid of them. So we wanted to find out how we can help. All right. And if you want to listen to Mr. Crocodile, research is good. Always do your research. Next.
Okay. So storytelling consisted of numerous activities done with only like 2 students, and we were teaching them a lot, and we taught them how to tell stories using examples of classic stories by Dr. Seuss, as well as we also tried getting them to act out scenes that they were reading and understanding to make sure that they could invest what they learned in the class into and apply it in real life. And they were also very, very invested into the program, and we also used this storytelling platform for other activities as well, including acting and dialogue reading, and also creating their own story. And this successfully helped us connect with these students on a very personal level.
So me, along with a few of my friends, so we started a trivia club. The main aim of the club was to actually give students a platform to learn about different topics and enhance their general knowledge, especially during the pandemic. So me, Praveen, Nikhil, along with a few of our other friends were involved in starting this. And overall, it was a good learning experience for all of us, and especially in a time where COVID was the talk of the town, we were able to learn a lot about other concepts and general knowledge as well.
Okay, so the dance club is something that my classmate Navya and I sort of initiated. We basically helped a few of our juniors and we taught them dance. This was a good way to teach. Okay, so both of us like teaching a lot, and we both like dance. That's something that we connect on. So we found that it would be a good idea to teach our juniors dance, and we taught them dance to like one of their favorite songs, one of our favorite songs, which was Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. So if you want to check out what we did, you can go to the KCI Instagram page. That's where it is. Yeah.
Okay, so this semester we actually all started student clubs. So just giving you guys the information. And so I started the STEM club, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Club. And basically each session consisted of me kind of presenting them with some new ideas, some interesting topics that I personally found. And just a few of the stuff that we covered, we covered the connection between art and math, you know. We also covered, for example, the golden ratio and how you can see it in sunflowers. We covered non-Newtonian fluids, and we even did a few experiments with that, where I made oobleck and they kind of were able to play around with it, and it gave them a better idea of what it actually was. We also we explored a bit of fractals. We explored the Mandelbrot set. I had a Mandelbrot set zoomer that allowed me to kind of show them around the thing. And we also talked a bit about generative art. Overall, it was actually a great experience. I found it very interesting that they were so invested in it and that they actually took part in the class and everyone actually participated. So I found that quite nice. And overall, I hope that I am able to continue this project and kind of pass it on to the next batch.
Right, so I've always liked debate and Model UN and all of that. So this was my club, the club that I started. There were only five kids in it, so it was quite small. But that made it really special because we had a lot of banter going on. Initially, to be honest, I didn't know what was expected of me because I was a bit rusty as well. But then I really learned a lot from them. It was a two-way process. I spoke with my coordinator, and soon I got into the flow of it, and we had a really good time. And I really hope that this can be sustained going forward because it is actually a skill to sit across a table for two people and have a decent proper argument without actually throwing chairs and tables. So I really hope this can be sustained.
Hello, I'm Shravan. Me along with Rajaram, Rishi, Rahul and Adisai of IB1 started this football club this year. Our objective was to hone the skills of young aspiring footballers by giving them tactical and technical knowledge about the sport. Our students were around 30 in number, ranging from grades 3 to 5, and they were under our guidance for about 2 months. We also plan on continuing this club next year by giving these responsibilities to our juniors. Thank you.
So, like, as part of the student club, a tiny division of like the bigger environmental club that exists in our batch decided to teach our juniors about the environment and like talk about pressing concerns like global warming. And we also took them through a process of growing a plant from germination to like actually planting a seed. A sad thing was all the plants died because we did it right before spring break. So there was no one to water the plants, and they were pretty sad that their plants died because they named their plants. So I think we as a team also learned a lot. So Anushka, Tarush, Aditya, Riddha and I, we used to sit and make lesson plans. And then when we had our first class, we realized that these kids know way more than we realized. So we had to change our complete approach. So yeah, it was a fun time. I think they were disappointed that their plants died, but next time we'll see.
So Student Voice was held on 25th February 2022. It was an event that highlighted global issues through a series of panel discussions. And so the prompts for this year were what if you were the head of the school and sustainability and friendship. Around 17 participants participated from about 8 schools, and they came in the KC campus to actually be a part of the panel discussion. So Samina and I were the project leads for this, and Naren, Meet and Aditya were a part of the PR team. It definitely took us a lot of initiative and planning to collaborate with other schools and go back and forth and communicate with them. So yeah, it definitely helped us also enrich our collaborative and communication skills. Thank you.
Okay, so that was the those were the main projects that we did in IB1. This is an 18-month program. CAS is an 18-month program, which is a requirement for IB, and we will be continuing this next year as well. So if the audience, anyone has questions, you guys can ask them now. Anyone? No one? No? Teachers? No? Okay. Okay, then thank you everyone for joining us today.